Man, it feel like I don't know why, but it does.
I know. I was thinking it was Friday. Then I thought, oh no, the kids didn't put the trash out yet, so it's not Friday yet, unless they forgot, which they do sometimes. But yes, we are live.
We are.
That's what I was gonna do.
Hello, everyone.
Here it is. Make sure they can see us both.
Man, this camera got me tripping because it's the opposite way.
Oh, I know.
If I look right, it goes left. If I look left, it goes right.
Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the Hood Table. I see people coming in. People already watching. I have a special guest with me. Please introduce yourself.
Pastor Eugene Rollerson of the Greater New Hope Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah.
1411 North 30th Street here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's what we call the corner of hope.
Yeah.
We're glad that you all coming in, and we just thanking God for this opportune time to be able to sit here and chat with the cake lady, the cake lady, my sister Tanya Haley. It makes awesome cakes.
Thank
she's
you.
so gifted. And then the Hood Table. I'm so happy to be on the Hood Table.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes. I've offered her to come on every week. Offered her to do my part in helping the Hood Table.
We're gonna do it too. We are gonna do it too. I have been talking with my pastor. This is my pastor, you guys, and I've been talking to him about getting him on the show because sometimes a lot of things that go on in the community or in the world or in our hood, you know, we can get a different perspective from somebody of the cloth.
Praise God.
And he is a man of the cloth.
Amen.
Amen. So everybody come on in, make sure you hit the like button, share the live if you would, please. And if you're not already subscribed to the Hood Table, please make sure you hit the notification bell after you hit that subscribe button so you can know every time we go live. And like the pastor said, we are going to do like weekly shows, and we're going to be talking about different subjects, different topics on the Hood Table.
Yes.
And it'll be called My Pastor Rollerson's Point of View.
Yes. See, I like that. I'll at your boy.
Yeah,
I'll at your boy. I'll at your boy. 402-208-1269. I'm a pastor that's accessible. Amen.
All the time. He really is.
I try to be for the people. Amen.
Yes, we have an awesome church here. So if you ever need a church home or want to visit a church, right on the corner of 30th and Hamilton.
Right on the corner. Right on the corner. You can't miss it.
Yes, you can't miss it. Right off the interstate, matter of fact.
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, thanks everybody for coming in. One of the topics that we were going to talk about tonight and discuss was, you know, everybody know what's going on in the world with the coronavirus and you know, people trying to do their part in society to practice social distancing and, you know, things like that. And so I had approached my pastor with the idea coming on and talking about how this is affecting the churches around the world, because a lot of people is coming at it from different angles. Like, people should still go to the church. That's where you find faith. That's where, you know, if you're religious and you believe in God, you shouldn't stop going to go to church. And then there's other people, oh, you shouldn't go to church. Oh, you need to stay home and contain yourself. And so I had seen something and I had approached you with it. I said, what do you think about having church, like, what did they call it? A church parking lot session, where I have seen on the internet, a church had their members, their congregation come to the church. They stayed in their cars.
Yes.
And they had their windows down and they had the pulpit. And the pastor was preaching his butt off, and everybody was in the church, in the cars, you know, having church. So, what do you think about the different things that they're trying to do? You know,
and in this time, you have to be creative and being directed by the Holy Spirit. Here at Greater New Hope, what I was led to do, and the first thing I did, I met with the leaders because it hit us pretty quickly. Pandemic, met with the leaders and got their voices and listen to them. And my viewpoint on it is we have our church doors open. They are open, but we are in compliance of what Douglas County have us to do. We are in compliance, and it seems like it's changing rapidly. It's changing day by day with new information that is coming about this coronavirus. And first, we want our prayers and thoughts is with all the whole world. That is because it is. You may not have somebody that's directly touched by it. But we need to pray for everybody because before you know it, it'll be at your door, and so we're praying for everybody. But the approach we had was we did not want to shut our doors. I did ask the pastor. That does not mean that I don't take this serious because this is serious. This thing that is going around, this virus is killing people without it seems like with no care in the hospitals, very little with the people on the front lines, that has to, deal with this. And it's like fighting a war without the weapons to fight it. And to me, I'm gonna skip a little further, but to me, I believe that we could save a lot more lives if the people on the front line had the weapons to fight in this war.
And a lot of them don't. Did you see on TV how they were firing healthcare workers who were complaining to the media about the lack of equipment that they have?
Yes.
And they firing the healthcare when we need them?
First off, sis, they can't afford to fire nobody. Exactly. They can't afford to fire nobody. And to fire somebody for telling the truth, but America's always had a problem with the truth.
Yeah.
Has always had a problem with the truth. I just seen today that they kicked a Navy, I don't know if it was a general or whoever he was, off for just complaining.
Yep.
Complaining that we got people that's sick and dying on our ship. We need to get them off. But America always had a problem with the truth.
Yep. They don't have enough medicine, enough masks, enough sanitary stuff, and they're complaining to the media because they want help. They need the help. And I think they really, the ones who are complaining are the ones who really love what they do and they want to help, but they're scared.
They're scared. They're scared because they're putting their life, firefighters, doctors, police, nurses, all the above. They're putting themselves because the people are coming in with the coronavirus.
Right.
And they got to be the first ones. And then you're going to tell me to go approach them with a mask that I got to scrub? Oh, have mercy. That I got to scrub?
You got to keep reusing the same mask. The gloves, they're just putting like hand sanitizer. I mean, because they have limited sources, so they can't keep giving them a mask every hour, a different mask every patient, a different. And if they're complaining, I mean, I don't understand. Like, they should have some companies out there just making them things by the millions, by the thousands, because we need it. Like, if we went to war, they ain't running out of bullets.
No,
they ain't running out of tanks. They ain't running out of bombs. So how can we not have enough masks? It's so simple to make.
It is. And then one sister I seen that some nurses was wearing trash bags. Trash bags. You want me to put trash bags? I'm going out on this front line to help these people. Trash bags.
That's so sad because I've been seeing on YouTube people posting what they've been making masks with. People been cutting up old rags, putting holes in it, putting rubber bands. I mean, just shoestrings, all kind of stuff. It makes no sense that we cannot find masks. We cannot find, the necessities that we need.
And somebody lying because the government is saying that they got more than what they need. But then the people that's on the front line are showing people dying in the ER just on the ground in New York and other places. I'm like, well, I don't believe that they would be lying.
I don't think
and put their life on the line for a lie.
I don't think so. Like, for the president to say he wants to close off New York, he wants to close off portions of New Jersey. I mean, they're not lying. These people are dying like flies, and the hospital workers on the front line are dying too.
Yes.
So it's like we have to have our doctors. Like they had a picture of a plane full of doctors, nurses, CNAs, everything on their way to New York, like last week. Hundreds of them on this plane. And it's because the ones up in New York are dying. And obviously, I mean, they trying all these different methods to cure people, but they don't have methods to keep those who don't have it safe, who are trying to help the others.
Right.
So for them to fire the ones who are complaining, I think is wrong.
It is. Yeah. And then Maxine Waters, what she put on, Representative Maxine Waters, and she said that, we sent all this to China, and here we are in need. The Bible said charity begins at home, then spreads abroad.
Right, and I heard somebody say that we need to pull out of China. We need to pull our resources out of China. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really a political person of that nature, but I get where people are coming from. Like, this originated here, and now we need help too. So it's like we always reaching out and helping other people.
Yes, we are, and the whole world. We need each other, but I can't feed somebody else, and my own people are starving. And need a hand. I just believe that that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah, it's not right at all. But a lot of people are taking this seriously, but then a lot of people are not. And you saw that the police are going to start giving citations to people in the parks. They don't want to do it. They don't want to because they know people get tired of being in the house. But there's a lot of people out there on the parks. They got their kids on this playground equipment.
Right.
And they saying that the virus, once it's on something, it could last for hours. Hours.
Yes.
And I couldn't believe how many people was at the park last weekend at Carter Lake with kids and everything on playground equipment that the parks and recreations is not cleaning.
No,
because
they're not
cleaning none of that equipment. And so a lot of people don't want to hear that they might be giving out tickets. But what do you think about that?
But see, what I think about that is, I drive for Camelot Transportation. I was driving yesterday, and there was so many people at the golf course. See, you can't have. See, it's mixed signals that are going out.
But why? Why do you think it's mixed signal? You know what? Did you hear that people say black people couldn't? Did you hear that rumor going around? It was on Facebook. Somebody started the rumor that black people do not get the virus.
Well, they were mistaken. I guess it took some time. But here's the thing with that. Here's the thing because the majority of the people in America that has it are white.
Yeah.
Now see, if the majority of the people were black, you would have known about it. You would have had Ray, Shanae, they would have the names and everything would have been put out. It would have been put out. But see, the government sending mixed signals. Here's my point of view of the whole thing. Shut the whole country down. Shut the whole country down. Don't leave it to the states to, you can go here, but you can't go there. And see, and that sends mixed signals to everybody.
It does.
But you can tell everybody, well, quarantine at home, but I'm looking at my neighbor, and my neighbor's outside.
Yeah.
See, and then this is one thing. We have freedom here in the United States, but you can't tell grown folks to do nothing.
You can't.
You can't tell grown folks to do. So what you're gonna have to do, and that was one part why I kept my church doors open. I had it for. I encouraged the people to stay home. I encouraged the people to stay home. Said, do not come on, encourage. But the doors is open for whosoever will.
Yeah.
Who wants to come? But here's the catch. We got too many. It's like telling your kids one no and then one yes. You need a whole. In order for everybody to fall in line, you need a whole ordinance.
Right.
A whole country. It was shut down. The only thing you can go is to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Because they what is essential? Okay, so golfing, is that essential?
Nope. And even like these fast food restaurants, Like they're open still.
Thank you.
All the restaurants are still open. You can still go there. You can still place an order, even if you stay in your car. In the you still out there in the elements.
One thing about it, you cannot hide from a germ. Let's get it out. You know, you can come in a hazmatic outfit.
They like
head to toe. And then I heard that they said it might be airborne, which I believe in. You cannot hide from a germ. So we need to, as a country, because we have the most deaths. Not the most. I think we are the most deaths and the most people that's infected by it. I believe so.
I think China's the most deaths, but ours is rising, and it's starting with New York. Like so far, we have almost, I think, 5,000, and we had over 200,000 people already infected. And so that's why they're trying to shut off New York. And they were even saying that there's people who they know came from New York before they tried to shut it down. And they was like trying to find them, going to hotels, going to people's houses. You just came from New York, you need to be quarantined. Like people who live way out of town. So it's serious. And a lot of people think because like any other thing, like any other disease, it doesn't affect me because it hasn't hit home.
Yes.
And that's how people look at it.
That is so true.
And they out there at the basketball courts playing basketball, grilling at the park, got their whole families showing off their cars at the lake because they don't think it's real.
And that's because it needs to be a uniform for the whole country. That we're shutting the country down. The only thing you could go out is to the grocery store or to the pharmacy. That's the only thing. You'll go back, put curfews on everything, and then I would shut the church doors.
Right.
Then I would shut the church door. But don't tell me I can go this. I can even go buy alcohol. I can go out. I go to the liquor store.
Oh, let me tell you about the alcohol, Pastor. Let me tell you about the alcohol. Not like I drink or anything, but my friend who works at a liquor store, they owner of the liquor store, and I ain't gonna say which liquor store, but the owner of the liquor store over purchased liquor because they thought that people would be stocking up, right? So now they have all this liquor, and from what they're saying, after Easter, no more liquor will be sold. That's liquor stores, right? So they have all this liquor. And they're assuming that people are going to start rushing to the liquor stores before Easter because after Easter, and it's because they were saying like a lot of people are hanging out at the liquor stores, just kicking it at the liquor stores because everything is closed. The bars.
Yes, that's why they need to make it uniform for the whole country. To shut down because you send it out mixed signals.
Yeah,
I even seen down in Florida to where they made an exception for churches. They made an exception for churches. Well, you know what you okay.
People like, well, if I go to church, why can't I go to the club? Why can't we go to?
Thank you. You got to have something uniform for everybody to follow.
Yeah,
for everybody to follow. That's the only way. But I think what would be even better than that. Get the front liners, get them and the first responders, get them the proper equipment. That's why we got so many people dying. You got the doctors getting sick because they trying to rewash. Now, hold on, and I wonder if it's like this. Okay, I didn't work the 15, 18-hour shift in a doctor. But I got to go wash my own mask and my own clothes. I'm already tired. They already tired. So now I got to go scrub something that still won't be clean.
Yeah. And the thing about it, they're saying it's in the air. Like when we had the nurse practitioner who works at Children's Hospital, we had her on our show last week. And she said people don't understand it's in the air. She said it's droplets. It's like when you sneeze, when you cough, it's droplets and it lingers in the air. It lingers on like tables. And that's why they say you need to constantly be using Lysol, bleach, cleaning solutions because it lingers for hours and hours and hours.
And one thing I thought about is, did it take a virus for people to start washing their hands? That's so you use the bath, wash your hands, use sanitizer, washing your hands. Before this virus comes, you be in the bathroom, people get up, doing the number 2. Go right on, like they ain't done nothing.
You ain't lying, you know.
Like they ain't done nothing.
I'm telling you the truth. I used to work, like I don't work at the office anymore, but when I used to work at the office, I mean, it would always baffle me how I go in the bathroom and see a grown woman come out the stall and walk right out the door and then sit a few seats away from me. And I'm like, she didn't wash her hands. And then I had mentioned on our show, like probably a week ago, how I was at some restaurant. This was like before the ordinance. This is like before the ordinance, before they shut the restaurants. And I was at a restaurant using the bathroom, and some lady came in with a little girl who's probably about 4. She stood outside the door. The little girl went in to use the bathroom. The little girl came out. The lady said, "Come on, honey, let's go order our food." And did not make that little girl wash her hands. And I'm like, kids are some of the most uncleanliest out of us humans because they don't always do it properly when they're supposed to do it. And they're all over the toilets and the walls and everything. And they went right up to the counter of the restaurant and ordered their food. And the little girl was leaning on the counter with her hands. Then the mom had her go pick up the cups and make the pop. And I'm like, if you're not making your child wash their hands,
all that contamination,
are you washing your hands?
Oh, probably not. Probably not. I don't want to assume nobody. Probably not. Though.
I had kids before, little kids, and I would be on their neck. Did you wash your hands? Did you wash them really good? Let me see. I didn't hear no water. I didn't see, you know.
And then when you train them when they little, they're automatically washing their hands.
Yep. But yeah, a lot of people is out here buying up all the hand sanitizer, all the tissue. We can't find no tissue.
No, you can't.
Can't find no tissue.
You can't find no tissue. And they've given out just one
pack.
Shop the sounds, giving out 1 pack. That's it.
Now, are they giving out 1 big pack?
Yeah, 1 big pack.
So what about they all big packs.
Yeah, they all big packs. They all big packs.
The last time you was out there, did they have some? Like, did they have?
No, we went back the next day because I had to go get my aunt some. No. They were gone. No, so my mom just shared with her. But that's speaking of a whole new thing, being so greedy.
Please talk on it. Please talk on it.
We don't think about somebody else may need some. You don't have to stock it with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all that, and hoard the stuff. Leave some for somebody else. And I don't know what is the big pandemic on toilet tissue.
That's what everybody's tripping on.
But all it takes is somebody to start something, and everybody else follows. Somebody get on in there and come and buy some tissue. You just like I saw as I was scrolling through Facebook the other day. Said somebody at Walmart on Ames had the virus, but they're not saying nothing. And I said, well, we gotta stop just quick believing what everybody say.
Yeah.
You know what everybody say. You know, it might be true and it might not.
Well, I know that they supposed to be doing it with everybody. Like when they find out somebody who have it, they supposed to put it public where they what store, what. I mean, everything's basically closed now.
Right.
But they still ask them where they been, and they put like all their locations on, the news or, publicly or not. So if they was somebody there, they would have put it on.
They would. That's what I said. It would have been on. It would have been on there. Mm-hmm. It would have been on there. And then the other things going around is stimulus.
I want my stimulus check.
The government has made now. They want to help people that's in need, but has made it loopholes for, I guess, people that's on Social Security. Mm-hmm. They know already how much they make because they make the Social Security, but they want them to go file tax.
If you ain't filed for the last either 19 or in 18, and did you hear that people who owe child support, if they owe more than the $1,200, they won't get nothing because their stimulus will go to the kids that they owe money
I do vote for that. I do vote for that.
People are like, take care.
That's a whole other. Take care of your kids. Take care of your kids. Take care of your kids. You got kids don't ask to be born. I'm a stickler with that. Take care of your kids.
Yep. So if a guy owes like, let's say he owes 500, the stimulus will take the 500 for child support,
Good.
give it to the parent
Good.
that, has a child, and he would get the rest.
Good.
So for y'all out there who owe child support, hopefully y'all don't owe more than 12.
Good.
Because you won't get none of that.
Good.
None of that.
Good. Hopefully the mom do right, or vice versa, the dad, because it's child support both ways. But I do believe in.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand everybody is going through it right now, which leads me to my next question. I have seen on Facebook, as far as child support, like a lot of people, they losing their hours, they losing their jobs. Do you think for child support they should suspend or reduce payments, like they are doing with other bills and other?
Well, hopefully that they can work it out with their baby's mom or what have you. Hopefully they can work it out, because I don't even know how they would. I mean, they could suspend that, suspend that. But and then are they going to continue to keep adding it up while it's being suspended?
I don't know, and that's what people were questioning. They like, I mean, child support. People are like, okay, well, if the mother is without work or something, she still has to come up with a way to take care of the kids, or whoever has, But hey, Cavella Cannon, you said amen to we need supplies, especially. Amen.
Amen. Hey, all right.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys share the live out.
Share and like. Share and like and share.
Like and share.
Share and like.
But I think that would be a good idea. I mean, I have 2 sons. I'm a single parent. I get it. If my son's father lost his job because of this or had his hours,
yes,
I get it. So I think that would be a good thing for at least like a certain percentage. Reduce it, by some, because it's hard on both sides of the family.
It is
right now.
It is. It is. So hopefully they can, come together and a solution, because it's hard on everybody. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. But you guys out there, make sure you're looking out for your elderly people, for the people who are sick and shut in. A lot of those people cannot get out, and like Pastor mentioned earlier, that greedy spirit is out there on a lot of people, and they taking everything out the stores and storing it at home.
That's right.
And it's like I seen somebody, Precious McKenzie, she's a political figure in the community. And she was going around asking people, anywhere you go, if you see big things of tissue, she said, I will pay you for them, because they're taking them to like people who live in Evans Tower, people who live in, elderly homes, not like the nursing homes, but the elderly homes. And there's a lot of people who are disabled and they can't get out, and they don't have tissue.
Oh, Lord.
They don't have. She said, "There's so many people out here that do not have tissue." And I'm like, at least if we run out, we might have to go to 50 stores.
Right. But you can find some. So is the goat. I don't know what we're doing about the toilet tissue shortage.
I don't know because I mean, technically speaking, I guess we could jump in the shower every time we gotta use the bathroom. But still, it's like, who wants to keep jumping in the shower and washing up every time?
That is true.
So I mean, it is a necessity, but people is going overboard. Like I had posted a fight. It was a mother and a daughter, and they had jumped this lady in the store because they had a cart full of tissue, and it was a limit at the store. And so the black lady walked up to him and was like, hey, let me get one of those tissues. Y'all took all of them. It's a limit. And they wouldn't let her. So the black lady reached in the cart. They must have jumped on that black lady. People in the store had to break it up. The cops was called.
You can't reach in nobody's cart.
You can't reach but that's their basket. But see, what happened was the manager came, and he took the basket, and he said, if y'all don't let go of this basket, I'm going to call the cops, because they had more than they were supposed to have, and they didn't want to give it back to the store. Oh. So that's how the cops got involved. Because the man was like, you have to give us this tissue.
I'm like, there's many instances in the Bible that talks about being greedy, but I remember when the Israelites, God had told them to only pack up what they need for today. was sufficient for the day, and it was manna, and they were eating it, and some of them got greedy, and they got so greedy where they tried to store it, but they went back the next day and it was rotten. And I know God can do the impossible. Those that are greedy, maybe the toilet paper can mold. To teach us a lesson about being greedy.
Or they have some serious sewer issues.
Yeah, some serious issues. Because we gotta think about one another in the worst way. It should be at all the time. You know, we gotta treat our neighbors as thyself. And I don't know anybody in their right mind that would mistreat themselves. Themselves.
Yep. I've been saying that we have to be more vigilant nowadays. We have to, practice what they want us to do, but we also need to show kindness. We need to be thoughtful and patience.
Yes.
Like at these stores, especially, practice patience.
Yes. And we, going back to the people that was in Carter Lake. Now, okay, I understand, during these times, it should have been thought better.
Yeah.
But I even posted, in this time, we got to be unified. Even if they did it, you can't get on calling them idiots, calling them they unthoughtful about what they did. This is a time for unity.
Yeah.
We got to respect one another. Say, okay, I see what they did. I wouldn't have did that. Yeah, I wouldn't have did that. But you can't. The Bible says, through love and kindness have I drawn you. And it's, you know how it is. When you try to tell grown, it's not what you say. It's how you say it.
And people were being so mean to the people.
Yes.
A lot of people were saying
something. Yeah, you don't do. And then once somebody see that you're being derogatory on a phone, they won't even read it no more. You done lost them.
Right.
You done lost them.
It's about how you say it. It really is, especially somebody who might not like to take orders from people, but I'm just looking at it like this. I don't want it to be like a martial law thing going on. Like they're talking about doing, I heard somebody in Atlanta say they're talking about martial law.
Yeah.
Because down in Atlanta, the last weekend, just like here, all the parks was filled. Like people out there playing basketball, frisbee,
right?
And the authorities were down there were upset about it.
And if you're not going to have it uniformly for the whole country, I believe the places that are hot spots, you have to do that and then I believe they need to study and see why some states are so affected by it, and then you don't have that many in other states. Because I think not every day for Nebraska, we have it, but it's nowhere near the New Yorks, your Georgias, Chicago, Detroit. It's nothing like it. So we need to find out why is it blowing up in those areas, but not blowing up in the Midwest. And people say, well, it's coming. I said, no, because we need to look at it. Why is it so bad in those areas?
Well, I know somebody had mentioned about New York that because, matter of fact, we talked about this last night, how the people in New York and Chicago, places like that, they're right on top of each other. Like in Chicago, you got like this much space between these houses. In New York, I mean, there's buildings on top of buildings on top, people on top of people. Somebody thought that might be the reason why.
Georgia's spread apart.
I know.
Everything's on the interstate. Atlanta, everything is on the. My mother, I got family that live in Kennesaw. I would never move down there. You gotta go to Walmart. You gotta hop on the interstate. You want to go to the drugstore. You gotta hop on the interstate.
I'm not down the street.
I'm not trying to see that many trees just going to the store.
I went to Atlanta one time, and it was 2 years ago, and we stayed in downtown Atlanta, and it literally everywhere we went, like you said, the dollar store, anywhere you have to jump on the interstate, and people doing like 200 down the interstate, and it takes you like 2 hours to get to the store.
But don't let it be an accident. Oh Lord.
No, and matter of fact, my supervisor, we got one of our main offices in Atlanta, and he been asking me to move there for like 4 years.
I don't blame you.
Nope.
I don't blame you.
He said, but what if we have you work from home like you're doing up here?
I still gotta go to the
store.
I still gotta go.
Hey, LT Dolphins. Hi.
Oh, hey, that's the wife. That's my wife. Hey, that's the first lady of Great New Hope.
Hey, first lady.
Hey.
She's actually right in the other room too. Listen to us. I was gonna ask her how we coming in. Are we coming in good?
Good.
Okay. Hold on. Who's Rolo Slim? They said, Tanya, is this the only way you can get back in the nurse? I was just in church last week.
Yeah, she was. She was in the Lord house. Yes, she was.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Yeah, she was.
I think first lady trying to get me to join the choir, y'all. We gonna have to take a vote.
Take a vote. All right.
We gonna have to take a vote.
All right. Yes.
All right. See me up there in front of church, singing for the Lord. I used to sing in church all the time. I was with them.
I bet you had a voice. I hear it.
All the time.
See, I don't have a singing voice. You got the it.
I got a little song.
You got the it.
I got a little something. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I know we're gonna wrap this up soon because it's almost 10 o'clock. But and you don't have to speak on it if you don't want to.
Ahead.
But I had to get your thoughts.
Go ahead.
It has to deal with another pastor.
I like your boy.
Okay. You know Juanita Bynum, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's been receiving some backlash because she just put on her Facebook page. She's selling $133 prayer kits.
I saw that.
And you get a cloth and you get, I don't know. I had put on there, I said, do we get a side of tissue? Do we get some hand sanitizer? Do we get some bleach? But she's receiving a lot of backlash because people are like, in this time of need, where you would think the people, the Christians, the pastors is trying to reach out and do for the communities. They're trying to make money off of. I just have to get your thoughts on that.
In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says it's a time for everything. I'm not knocking what she's doing, but I wouldn't do that. You got people suffering. They don't have 133 pennies, let alone $133. And let me tell you, that prayer cloth, oh Lord, is not going to get you no closer to God than your handkerchief in your pocket. It's not going to get you no closer to God.
Yes, we said 130. It's $133. And you get a prayer cloth, and you get something. You get something else. Something else, and people were putting on there, but we can pray for free.
Yes,
why in this time of day we want to pay $133 for a prayer? It's a prayer kit.
Yes, Jesus don't cost. He don't cost. He paid the cost out on Calvary. He died and rose again on the third day. You don't have to pay for the gospel. You don't have to pay for no handkerchief. You don't have to pay for no prayer cloth. No holy oil. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And I don't know, was she pitching? Was she pitching that it was supposed to cure the virus?
Hold up. Because I'll go right to it. Hold up, because I had posted.
Because I believe in speaking the truth. I don't care if it's a pastor. I don't care who it is. Because a lot of times we like to think we above the fray. No. God holds us accountable just like everybody else.
Okay, here it is. Okay, it says, my prayer kit, $133. You get a prayer shawl, a prayer hanky, a water bottle, prayer oil, and a t-shirt. It don't say anything about the corona. It don't say nothing about that. It's just a prayer kit.
Is she using that?
And she calls it a love offering.
Is she okay? Well, you got me speechless. Ask somebody to sow a seed. Then ask people to sow a seed. It's just like you got to understand where people are at right now. People are hurting.
They can't pay their utilities. They can't pay their car notes.
No, and we know God will supply. He said He will supply our every need. But God didn't tell you to be foolish neither. He didn't tell us to be foolish. And like we encourage people to pay their tithes, but we understand if it comes down to you gotta buy some ham or pay your tithe, you better buy that ham.
Bingo.
You better buy that ham. Because God, one thing about God that I know and I love about him, he looks on the heart. He knows what your intentions is. He knows what's behind your actions. He knows behind your motivation. He knows.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
So he don't want you to starve to pay your tithes. That's not the kind of God we serve.
Yeah, I just think it's bad timing. I think it's bad timing, and I don't know.
It is, and I would love to hear. I'm not bashing, but I would love to hear you trying to raise money to help.
That's what people are saying. Is it going to
right.
a mission? Is it going to
right?
You know, is it going to? It said nothing like that. It's just love offering under $33.
Yeah.
They don't say, you know, I think people would think differently if she was raising money to help with like getting equipment to people, getting masks to the elderly, getting tissue, getting stuff like that. But it's just.
And one thing and I do know that God will take care of his church. He will take care of his church through a pandemic, epidemic, famine, whatever it is, the church will still stand.
He said, Walmart, here I come for some ham.
Bless you.
That's probably the only thing there because the chicken goes.
But see, one thing about it too, God knows the truth. I know he knows the truth. Yeah. And the truth will set you free. So if you need to go buy that ham, go buy that ham to feed your family. God don't want that. He don't want that.
Yep. And if you see some hamburger, let me know. I'll buy it from you.
But yes, you know, and doing this thing, and that's what we always pitch about being unified. You know, especially in times like these. You know, it's not time for us to fall apart, but it's time for us to come together. You know, even more because we need each other. You know, to survive. We can't make it without one another. Even before this pandemic, let alone while we're going through it, we need each other.
Yeah,
and God designed it that way for us to need each other and have to use each other to help each other.
We can't live without each other.
No, we can't live without each other.
That's very true. That's very true. Well, I had to ask you that because I'm like, I mean, people are like really going crazy over that, but. So you done heard it from the pastor. My pastor's thoughts, my pastor's point of view.
Yes. And so you know, with this pandemic going on, this virus going on, you know, we did church outside on yesterday.
Yes, we sure did.
Yep, on the Bible study.
Yeah, matter of fact, I had it over here. Let me see if I can show it.
See all this technology. You gotta show me all this. Oh, this.
Yes, I'm gonna show him because I'm gonna help him set up a YouTube. Here we go. Share. Share the audio. Hold on, I gotta make sure I share the audio.
I would have had it all messed up.
It's okay. It takes a minute sometimes, just like you know that we do. Yeah, turn on. Oh, there
it is. Now that will automatically just upload to what we're doing.
Well, this one actually. 1 second. Trying to make it bigger. This one actually is going to show up on the StreamYard.
Okay.
So it's going to show right up on the screen. Let me see if they can see it. Yep, they can see it. We just need to make it bigger.
Go ahead.
At least you can see they were outside and it was Bible study. They got the organist in the background, the pulpit,
drum
outside, the drum.
Yeah. We had pizza for everybody. Forever coming up, we was waving people over to come and eat them. As the weather, and I've always wanted to do this, and really on Sunday morning, when it gets really warm, to be outside with the pews and everything else, everything else.
Oh, First Lady said I have a great voice. Thank you, First Lady. She's in the other room, like,
yeah.
Thank you. No. Somebody said I need to start coming to choir rehearsal. I don't even know what days choir rehearsal is on.
Thursday.
I don't know if y'all benefit from me though, because y'all be choir be on fire. Be on fire.
We need you. Well, you can make it an explosion.
I don't know.
I believe that can happen. But yeah, I'm
gonna find out what day is choir rehearsal? Tuesday?
Thursday.
I thought it was Thursday.
But right now we're not, because we're having two things.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they keep the contact limited.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I'll be at church Sunday, but I won't be in the choir unless somebody gonna send me some video footage of the songs and the keys that I'm supposed to be in. I'm a second alto. But I sing first alto and a little bit of soprano. My soprano falsetto is the bomb.
I believe it. Okay? I believe it is. I hear it.
But yeah, this has been fun. I so appreciate you for joining me tonight. We have been talking about doing a show with the pastor and I on the hood table. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
So when can they look for me? What day can they look for me?
That's what we gotta figure out. I know First Lady was saying you always busy.
I am. I work a full-time job. I pastor full-time.
Well, see, the thing about it is, it don't have to be on the same day.
Yeah,
it can be like, and we can do the link. So like this first segment we did side by side together in the church, and I'm in the office. Yeah. But we can do where we can stream him in like we do a lot of our other interviews. And as you can see, it's not quite like an interview. It's just we just sitting around just
talking life,
chopping it up about life and what's going on.
But we got it. They just sent us. Douglas County just sent the churches new parameters on how to do communion. So it looks like we will not be able to do communion, because if people were to pull up, they said they had to have their windows raised all the way up, and you have to have some kind of mechanism where they can hear the service through the car. It's crazy. It's crazy, and they know Sunday, Palm Sunday, and then Easter is Resurrection Sunday is the next Sunday following that.
Oh, let's speak of Easter before we wrap. Let's talk about Easter. Now, the president said he wants everybody in church on Easter, and he wants everybody back to work, and he wants everybody. And we're like, that's like how many weeks away, and we trying to shut down whole states. What are you talking about?
That will not happen. That will not happen. The churches are live streaming. Live streaming. I miss it. I miss all the people. In the congregation, but I do. I'm a pastor to make calls. I try to call as many as I can. With time limit. Like I said earlier, I'm a full-time husband. Full-time pastor, full-time foster parent, full-time daddy, full-time everything. Counselor. And I look at it as this, the members of Great New Hope, they're my children. I treat them just like they my children. Hey man, I get on it when I have to, but I believe in love, and I love. My dad taught me that. Bishop Thomas Rollerson, when he passed. AJ Wagstaff and King Solomon, really raising me as a minister, and then God has just been blessing. But we are keeping an ordinance. We are keeping an ordinance of what the city and what the state and what the government has said. But I just believe that the word of God must go forth. It must go forth, and people are needing encouragement. They need to know that God has not forgotten about them, and that God will never leave us nor forsake us. That's good news. And Unfortunately, we're going through this pandemic, but this too shall pass.
Amen.
This too shall pass.
This ain't got no phone call.
You got no phone call? Give me your number. I'll ask you what, 402-208-1269.
Always accessible, 25-8.
That's it. You can come to 1411 North 30th Street, the corner of Hope. Amen. And here, you know, we promote Jesus Christ. I tell people this. If Great New Hope don't fit the way you feel, it's a million other churches I know with some great pastors. I will take you personally and introduce you to that pastor, because it's not promoting your local church. It's promoting the kingdom of God. Yeah. And hey, man, I tell people, as long as you're working somewhere, I wasn't doing this church. Good. Work somewhere in the vineyard of the Lord. Work somewhere. Don't have to be Great New Hope. Amen.
You have to go where you feel comfortable.
That's right.
Even before I came here, Kim will tell you, when I was after
Kim Lofton, the lady that cheats on spades.
Yeah. Oh, did you say that? Oh wow. Oh, I hope she ain't watching. Y'all better not tell Kim. Don't tell Sister Kim.
The lady that cheats on spades. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
I was trying to find a church home for a long time, and I kept bouncing. I bounced here. I went here for like a whole year without being a member. And then I was like, why I keep coming here and not joining? Like, and that's when you did the baptizing of my son. My sons had got baptized, and all that had happened, you know, before. But yeah, so I'm here. But Kim,
the lady that cheats on spades, Kim Lofton.
We still trying to figure it out. We gonna have to put some hidden cameras. We gonna have to put some hidden cameras on Kim and her brother.
She don't want to go blind and always win.
Thank you. Blind 20. She gonna get 2,000. She gonna.
Look. And don't forget about her sister Hope Knight. She cheated right on with her.
Timmy.
I don't know about Timmy cheating, but Hope Knight, that's his Kim, boy.
I don't think Timmy cheats, but Kim, we got our side out.
Y'all know I love you.
We got our side out on you. Man, you can't ever get them up for the table though. I'll be like,
when you cheaters. When you cheaters.
I didn't say it.
When you cheaters.
I didn't say it. Now when we get off this live, we'll come.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna call it now. She's probably cheating now.
They probably at home playing cards. She didn't hit me up like a few weeks ago and actually play cards, but I was working. I was like, I work a lot too, but oh well.
But one thing I do have to say before we got here, concerning the churches, you know, and with this, there's no right or wrong way. Close the doors of the church or leave them open. I believe each pastor is doing what they believe they're led to do by the Holy Spirit, and we just have to stay unified. You know, if somebody's doing it and you disagree with it, that's okay. Just agree to disagree, and that's okay. But we don't have to fall out, and we don't have to not talk to one another, because this is going to pass. And just do what you're doing, and each person is directed by the Holy Spirit. If you don't feel comfortable, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable, you got trouble in mind, and don't come out. And especially the elderly, let's just stay home. But it's affecting everybody. But you know, I tell them to be careful. But our doors is open. We're in compliance with everybody. And I took a lot of backlash from that. But my daddy always told me, you got to do what you believe is right. That goes for anything. If you stand by what you believe is right, don't nothing else matter. And that's not to say you don't care what people think about you. But then again, with me, I don't care what people think about me. I'm gonna stand up for the truth and stand up for what is right. But when I tell people, if you don't feel like coming, that's okay. You don't have to complain about it out loud and try to contaminate everybody else's thoughts. And one of the worst things that gets me is complaining. Just complain. You don't have to complain loud. You don't have to complain and try to get everybody else up in arms and involved. If it's something that you disagree with, just say, well, pastor or whoever, I disagree with that, and go on about your business.
Yeah.
And go on about your business. So we got to stay unified, during this, especially the churches, because people are watching. People are watching. And I've always talking about, and I every day I always pray. I said, God, I don't never want to be a stumbling block from anybody to see Jesus. Mm-hmm. I don't want my life. I don't want to add to be in shame. I don't never want. I told my when I accepted my calling, I told my pastor, Daddy Wagstaff, what I call him, Albert Wagstaff. I told him, I said, I will never do anything to embarrass God, to embarrass my family, and embarrass the church.
Amen.
Amen. And not to say I don't sin, because we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. I got issues just like the next person. But we got to be careful, because you don't want to never trip anybody up from seeing Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Amen. And on that note, y'all, this has been real.
We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Next week, I'll let y'all know once we coordinate and figure out.
Let's give a hand clap to the hood table. Hey! Hood table.
Yeah, the hood table is everywhere, even in the church.
The cake lady. Sister Tanya Haley, the cake lady. Cakes are good. Real good. And remember, we praying for that cheating Sister Kim. And hope Mike, we praying.
She gonna get you. And they said no hate on the spadeologist.
Oh, she is. I don't know if she's a spadeologist or a cheatologist. I don't know. The jury is still out.
The jury is still out. But you guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. And again, subscribe to the Hood Table. Like, share, subscribe. And we'll be back next week for more of my Pastor Rollerson's point of view.
And in the words of Sister Whitfield, Mother Whitfield of the church, I just love me some Greater New Hope. God bless y'all.
Amen.
Love y'all.
All right, you guys. Good night. Be safe. Stay healthy.
Please stay healthy. And don't buy up all the toilet tissue. Remember, there's other people that need it.
Like me. Hey, Miss Hall. She said I'm late. Hey, baby. Everybody,
how you doing, Miss Hall?
Yes, Miss Hall. She's one of my favorite subscribers.
Is it? Well, good.
Yes.
Miss Hall, good.
Very
good. You will love this. You will love this. You'll be able to catch us once a week.
Yeah, please watch the playback. Please do.
Like and share and play back.
Yep. Like, share, playback, and subscribe.
Subscribe. Don't get subscribed. You gotta hit the bell.
Yep. Make sure you
hit the bell. Yeah, hit that bell.
Yep. Make sure you hit the bell. All right. Good night, everybody.
God bless y'all.
God bless you.